You have two options. You can pack them up and bring them into the vet for a quick blood draw, or you can just simply do a little at-home cheek swab. We spent about the past 2 years gathering up masks, especially after the recent push for free N95s. So, once this mandate is over, what's everyone planning to do with all their masks? They say Pullman gets all 4 seasons, but it seems like we're really skipping that this year, and not everyone was fully prepared for that.
But how often do you have to pay for one of these because you forgot one of these?
I am standing in front of the WSU Art Museum where the Allison Starr exhibit is going to be up until this Saturday. But just because the art and the festivities are down, doesn't mean the sentiment of this month has to be. I'm standing here on the corner of Lake Street and Stadium Way, where last night at around 8:40 p.m. a 24-year-old bicyclist was struck by a blue Subaru Outback. The driver of that station wagon did remain on scene just a little bit before fleeing. I just went and got one of those free Narcan kits myself, so I'm just going to quickly explain the process to you. So you just go in, you go to the pharmacy, and you ask for a kit. They're kept in a secure location there. And then you're just going to be taken to a room. You're going to watch about a 6-minute training video that's going to include what an overdose looks like, how to check a response from a person, what Narcan does, and just how to administer it. The Pullman Police Department is warning people about a suspicious person who has been making visits to homes in the Pullman area. The police department says they have received 2 reports of a 25 to 35-year-old male with short black hair going door to door offering a gift and inquiring about the schedules of household members. We spoke to police officer Heidi Lamley about what you should do if you encounter a suspicious person at your door. For those interested in the Lunar New Year, 2022 marks the year of the water tiger. It starts February 1st, 2022 today and ends January 31st, 2023. A water tiger only occurs every 60 years, unlike a tiger year, which is every 12. The zodiac sign for a tiger is a symbol of strength and braveness. The next year of the tiger will be in the year 2034.
You know, Jack, I'm really a huge Dolly Parton fan, so I'm really excited about this.
I'm a huge Dolly Parton fan. I'm so into reading, and coming from like a low-income family, like programs like this were like my saving grace growing up. So huge shout out to Dolly Parton for being able to provide kids with books and reading. On February 17th, Governor Jay Inslee announced that masks will no longer be required in most indoor locations in Washington state starting March 21st. While schools and businesses can still decide if they want to require masks, it appears that for the most part, masks are done for in Washington. The mandate was originally implemented in June of 2020, and the outdoor mask mandate was just lifted February 18th. After almost 2 years of a mask mandate, there are some WSU students who face mixed reactions to it being lifted.
And personally, it makes me a little uncomfortable just because I don't think that we're fully out of the COVID era.
A bit conscious of it, having it lifted.
I mean, I'm very excited about it, obviously. I think it was very important to have in the first place. I think it kept a lot of people safe, but I mean, yeah, I'm kind of ready to get back to it and not have to go to work with a mask, go to class with a mask.
Right before the mandate was lifted, there was a surge in COVID cases, which prompted people to buy more masks, and free N95 masks were given out all over the place. Flash forward a few weeks later, and masks may become a thing of the past. We spent about the past 2 years gathering up masks, especially after the recent push for free N95s. So, once this mandate is over, what's everyone planning to do with all their masks? Masks appeared to have become a cultural norm and even a courtesy in America, which is why some people may still keep them on.
I think I'm gonna still wear it just out of courtesy, or just just be to be safe and respectful to people that are also uncomfortable with the situation.
Other students are from other states where the mandate has been lifted and COVID cases rose, so they want to keep their mask on to try and prevent this from happening in Washington.
I'm originally from Illinois, and when the early days when it was starting to get lifted, there was about half the people took off their masks, and then as we saw, as a result, the number kept going up. So having it lifted again, I want to keep wearing mine. Regardless of the mandate, masks have become a significant item in the COVID-19 pandemic and something we won't soon forget.
I don't know, maybe I'll keep one as a memento of the COVID era, you know?
Reporting in Pullman, I'm Jackee Smith, Murrow News 8. March 8th was the mark of International Women's Day, but some people on campus felt that this day needed to be celebrated just a little longer.
So we've partnered with International Women's Day, which we've made kind of into a whole week on campus.
International Women's Day lands at the beginning of Women's History Month. This year's theme is Break the Bias, where people are asked to imagine a world free of gender biases, discrimination, stereotypes, and more. The WSU Women's Center teamed up with other organizations on campus to help bring awareness to this month and theme and spread a little joy this week. One of those organizations was the Jordan Schneitzer Museum of Art, which dedicated special tours of the exhibition Mirror Mirror, the Prints of Allison Sarr in the museum, led by Education Coordinator Kristen Becker. Mirror Mirror focuses on Sarr's struggles and biases she faced as a biracial American, and the tour takes you through a few pieces that can be related to the Break the Bias theme.
And so the tours specifically are meant to draw attention to that. I mean, we could take this artist's work and talk about many, many, many things, but it's a great opportunity to focus on those issues in this last week that the show is up.
I am standing in front of the WSU Art Museum where the Allison Sarr exhibit is going to be up until this Saturday. But just because the art and the festivities are down, doesn't mean the sentiment of this month has to be. Even when the flowers are put away, Becker said the conversations don't need to be.
And for each person, it's different. Everybody's story is different. And by starting this conversation, we hopefully hear from a number of individuals about how they feel, what their situation is.
Jacqueline Sedano, the program coordinator of the WSU Women's Center, stressed the idea that you don't have to be restricted to just 1 month to celebrate people.
But I think sometimes it gives people the idea that, okay, this is the only time that we celebrate women and we're done.
To keep the momentum of Women's History Month going the rest of the year, Sedano also said you don't have to have art exhibitions or pass out flowers to the public.
And it can look a bunch of different ways. Maybe you donate to a women's organization. Maybe you yourself read some books about women's history. Maybe you read some books just by women authors in general.
Reporting in Pullman, I'm Jackee Smith, Murrow News 8.